It's time for some comfort food, and I am in luck because we are in the kitchen whipping up a delicious pasta dish with a new restaurant out of West Seattle. Chef Brian Clevenger is an award-winning restaurateur and the owner of General Harvest Restaurants, which has 7 different venues in Puget Sound, with their newest being GH Pasta and Pizza in West Seattle. And Brian is here with me now.
Hi.
That's pretty great. I mean, you got 7 restaurants going. You know you're doing something right.
Well, I like to stay busy.
I love it. I love it. And you're here busy with us this morning. What are we making today?
Today we're going to make one of maybe our most popular item at GH Pasta and Pizza. And it's a really simple rigatoni, which I actually already have down cooking. This is pasta we make in our commissary every day.
Oh, wow.
So we add our rigatoni to boiling water and cook it for about 1.5 minutes.
And you said you don't let the rigatoni completely cook in the boiling water because you want it to still cook in here, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So the beauty of our pasta or our fresh pasta is what we do is I think we do a really good balance of a pasta that has the structure of dry pasta but the flavor of fresh pasta, which is really challenging to
that's
achieve,
a hard one.
right?
Yeah.
Which I think is the best of both types of pasta. So what we do is we use a high structured dough, essentially a lot of semolina.
Okay.
And what we do is we cook it like you would dry pasta, so half in the pasta pot and then the other half in the saute pan.
Is that marinara sauce or is that just crushed tomato? What do you got?
This is our tomato sauce that we use in the restaurant. So it's high acid tomatoes, peeled plum tomatoes, garlic, onion, extra virgin olive oil,
and
salt, pepper.
It.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, my grandma would never give us her recipe and you just gave it to everyone today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious.
So now we start adding our pasta water to this. And the reason this is really important is when you break pasta down, cooking a pasta in a pot in like the most basic level, you cook it in there and you lose the foam, right? And you strain that off. Well, that's pasta, right?
Right.
So we want to keep that.
Right.
So the best way to keep that is only cook it half in your pasta pot, the other half in your saute pan, and then ladle the starch that comes off.
Okay, and what does that starch do? Does it thicken the whole?
Yeah, so what we do is we say it makes your pasta taste more like pasta, right?
Okay.
And what you're able to do is you're able to get a thicker sauce without adding a bunch of bad fats. Too much butter, too much cheese, cream.
See, I never even thought of that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's genius.
Now, with that being said, we're still going to add butter and cheese to it.
I hope so.
So we cook it down, a little bit of kosher salt. I like a little bit of chili flake in here.
I do like a little spice.
A teeny bit of spice in there is good. A little bit of black pepper. Now you can see our pasta is starting to change color a little bit. It starts kind of yellow, vibrant, and now it's going to just dull that color a little bit without the pasta falling onto itself.
Yeah, it's not. How do you keep? I feel like every time I cook rigatoni, it gets flat.
Yeah.
How do you keep your rigatoni so bouncy?
So the trick is actually, like I said, half in the pasta pot and then half in the saute pan.
Okay.
And when you do it half in the saute pan, you're never going to overcook it because it's going to take so long in there. You're going to want to rush it anyway, right? So, and if it's under and your sauce is reduced, just add more pasta water.
By the way, I just saw that you added about like a tablespoon of butter.
Yeah,
just
maybe
then.
not quite, but something like that, yeah.
Okay, and that is something that I would have never thought to do after I've already made my marinara and everything.
Yeah.
Why add the butter then?
Well, because I like essentially emulsifying it. If you add it too early and you don't have the introduction of starch, the butter's gonna separate and get oily, right? But if you have the introduction of starch in there and the butter, it'll emulsify and stay really rich.
All those molecules are connecting together to create this really rich, delicious
they're suspended in there without separating because of the starch, essentially.
Cool.
Yeah.
Food science is cool.
Yeah.
And now you're throwing in what?
A little bit of grated Reggiano. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Remember, we're going to top it with burrata, so we don't want to get too crazy.
We don't want to over cheese it. No, actually, I don't think that's even possible. So I know at GH you also serve pizzas, right?
Yeah.
And these look amazing. You didn't skimp on the pepperoni here.
No.
Like that.
So these are actually, what's interesting is we are coming out with a frozen pizza line. So these are actually frozen pizzas.
Okay. No way.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks like a pizza you get. I'm gonna take that.
And what we try to do is we try to create a frozen pizza that is one like you would get in our restaurant, right? And our pizza dough specifically is naturally leavened, so it's about 20% to 22% starter.
I'm just gonna try a little of your pizza.
Yeah. And then we part cook it, mozzarella, clearly a ton of pepperoni, and then we have a simple cheese over there. And we, again, try to create it where it's crispy without being crackery, and chewy without being doughy, right?
No, yum. You nailed it.
And it's a little bit sour at the same time.
Oh my gosh, you nailed it. Where can I buy this? Because I need to get this pizza.
So right now on our website, there's a link to email us directly.
Okay.
And then we will provide them. Right now we're selling to a couple bars.
Oh.
And then we have some grocery stores that'd be interested in carrying it.
Yeah.
But right now, production is at a limit, so we're just selling it from the website right now.
That's cool. All right. Now you just added some basil to our rigatoni.
Yeah, basil. All fresh herbs.
Yeah, don't mess around. You got to do the fresh.
Yeah, and so I tear them, and the reason you tear them instead of cut them ahead of time is they get really floral right when you tear them.
As soon as he tore them, I could smell them.
Yeah, and the negative is they're bruising, right? So they're essentially going bad. But if you use them right away, they get really floral as opposed to like bruised and dark if you pre-cut them. So we pick them all and tear them to order.
I would literally use 3 times that amount of basil. It is so good.
So next we'll just get it in our bowl, get all the sauce, really important.
Okay. You don't skimp on the sauce. You give it all up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in the restaurant what we do is we get a ball of burrata.
Can you explain the difference to folks between burrata and mozzarella?
Yeah, so essentially, this is a loose mozzarella stuffed in the shell of a mozzarella.
Yeah.
Right? So we put a half a ball on there, season it, a lot of coarse pepper. Oof. And then this is the dish.
Oh my gosh. Take a look at that while I get my fork, because you know I'm diving in. We need more forks. Anyway, note to self. We need more forks in here. Okay, this looks amazing. I'm just coming in here with a spoon because I don't even care. Let me get it. Oh my gosh. The burrata is so smooth and creamy.
Yeah.
And the rigatoni has enough bite. It's not mushy. Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, thank you.
You gave us so many good tips, Brian. I really, really appreciate all of your work here this morning and sharing this and making me lunch today, because you will leave this for me to eat, right?
Of course.